guys, well, this is a new format. I actually made my very first real, fully formed vlog. So let's go on this adventure together. So this whole thing starts on August 15th. Well, actually the 14th, because my mom and I thought it would be an excellent idea to just not bother going to bed because our flight was at 6 a.m. and we had to be at the airport for 4 a.m. So like, why sleep? That was totally the right choice to make and wouldn't backfire at all later. So after a couple of hours of casual anxiety because we couldn't find our passports anywhere, we got to the airport at 4 a.m. So the only upside to being broken is that I don't have to wait in those long lines and get to go through the disability line because I'm not supposed to be standing or walking for long periods of time, which is the exact opposite of normally what an airport is. Except the flight that I chose had to have the exact farthest gate in the entire airport, and the little airport cart thingy people couldn't get there, so I still ended up having to walk forever and felt like I was dying the entire time. When we got on the plane is when I remembered that I hate flying. So that was fun. It's not that I actually hate flying. I've only been on 3 round trips in my entire life, and that's all been in this last year. But for whatever reason, my ears are very acutely tuned to everything that is happening on the plane. So anytime the plane turns or dips or goes down in any way, my ears start screaming at me to make it stop, and then I can't make it stop because I obviously can't control the plane and we obviously can't stay in the air forever. So that was fun. The takeoff was beautiful though. When we finally arrived in Austin, it was 11 o'clock, and by the time we got to the hotel and everything, it was about, 12:30, 1 o'clock. There's a time change somewhere in there. I have no clue. But the reason why we took an early flight on the Thursday morning was so that we would have all of the afternoon on Thursday to go and see the big places that we wanted to see in Austin before the conference started for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we were leaving on Sunday. So that was the whole point of that, but again, the great idea of not sleeping caught up to us, and once we got into the hotel room, we basically ordered room service because I hadn't eaten in a day and hadn't slept since basically the 13th of August, and just crashed for the rest of the day. All right, so this is the hotel room. These are the beds. There's a side table, and then there's this table over here. It's nothing fancy, but it doesn't need to be. But these beds, highly uncomfortable, just saying. And then we got the bathroom. It's just a shower and a tub situation, toilet, mirror. And yeah, this is the accommodations part. So now it's Friday, and Friday is the first day of the conference. And so I got up super early, made myself look really cute because first impressions and all of that. And I went down to the conference. Me and my mom got in the elevator. We rode down, the elevators opened, and there was just... I will never understand the logic of my brain of not being okay with large crowds, but somehow being perfectly fine singing in front of large crowds. Don't know how that works, but welcome to my brain. The first presentation that we went to was put on by Indepreneur. It was super weird seeing like these disembodied voices that I'd been listening to on a podcast for a year be actual people, but they were super nice. They were talking mostly about data and how that data could be used for marketing, analytics, that kind of stuff. It was super informative, super helpful. I am 100% making a video about what I learned in that session because I think it's very valuable. And they were also very sweet people to meet and talk to.
This is data in the music industry. Same billboard, like the crappiest analytics dashboard that you've ever seen in your entire life. Tells you almost nothing. Right? This is data in the music industry today. After everything, Facebook, parallel neural networks, everything we have to offer in technology in the music industry is like, we'll take the data dashboard and add that. That's it.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure these two are geniuses. I'm going to leave a link to all of their stuff down below because if you haven't hopped on that bandwagon, you are missing out. The other presentation that I went to that day was a panel of 3 people basically discussing what it's like to be an independent artist and the things that you should know and learn and be doing as an independent artist. And the guy at the end said my favorite line of the whole conference and something that I tell people over and over again.
You really have to look at it as you're creating a product. You have to find a way to, yes, have your say and kind of have your spin on it, but usually through the decades, through the genres, there's usually kind of like a set formula. I know it sounds really funny, but like, you know, it's either you go, it clicks, or you get really offended, which I've been finding a lot lately when I say it's a product, because, you know, you're trying to have people buy your music, and your music's supposed to push your merch, it's supposed to push your plays, it's supposed to push your Spotify, your iTunes, and so on. So I think that's one of the biggest things as being a DIY.
So after those presentations, I went to the YouTube office hours to get my channel looked at, answer some questions I have about the algorithm and about, you know, my growth, my status on YouTube, etc. Get some of my theories that I have about how the algorithm works and operates answered, and basically get some advice about how to make the channel better for you guys, and also run a few content ideas I have by them and how that would ultimately affect my channel if I did them. And greatest meeting ever, honestly, so much information. Gonna make a video about that too. Yes, there are lots of videos coming from this conference. But while I was there, there's this guy that walked up to me and introduced himself. He was super nice, super sweet to me. His name was John. Remember John because he's gonna be important to the story later. Honestly though, I really hate my shyness. If I'm in a room full of people, I am too scared to walk up and talk to anyone, which at a conference for networking and learning is probably not helpful, but I'm totally fine if someone comes up and talks to me. So if anyone ever sees me anywhere doing anything, honestly, please come and say hi to me because I will never walk up and say hi to you because my anxiety won't let me. So after all was said and done, my mom and I decided to go check out a mall. The closest one to us was called The Domain. It's like this really pretty outdoor mall, and it was beautiful. I loved walking around there. I found this really super cute food truck and we stopped to take my obligatory cute photos beside anything with the color pink on it. We didn't really buy anything there because the Canadian dollar is absolute crap right now. And so anytime you're in America and you see something that you like or are thinking about buying, you essentially have to double the price of it in your head to convert it back into Canadian. And then nothing becomes worth it when, you know, a $10 snack is actually $20, or like a cute shirt for $15 is actually $30. It just no longer becomes worth it. But we did go into the Tesla store, and I finally convinced my mom to sit in a Tesla, and she likes it too. So now I'm even more convinced that I need to go get a Model 3 because my current car tries to kill me on a daily basis. On the Uber ride back, we actually did a pool, which was the greatest decision I ever made because the person who was in the pool that wasn't me and my mom got dropped off first, and it was like obviously not in like the downtown area. So then on the drive back to the hotel, we got to see a lot of like the landscape and the types of houses and the architecture of Austin, which is super beautiful. I'm actually super inspired by it, and that was a great experience. So Saturday was interesting. First off, didn't sleep at all because the beds at the hotel were the most uncomfortable thing that I have ever slept on in my entire life. And yes, I complained because it wasn't just me. My mom was in so much pain when she woke up, she could barely get out of bed. It was ridiculous. They had like apparently put like these mattress toppers, but picked like mattress toppers that were so worn out and lumpy that the entire experience was So it was basically super hard for me to get up in the morning, but I did go downstairs really early because I wanted the free merch they were handing out every morning because it's free. And I also needed to grab breakfast because I wasn't going to go buy my own breakfast if they were giving us breakfast. Like, why would I do that? So I did that and then came back up to my hotel room and attempted to sleep again, which we all know didn't happen because I was in so much pain. But also, like, the panels that I wanted to go to all morning, I guess were all somehow run by the same person and then all got canceled for some reason. So yeah, Saturday morning started out great. So the only panel that I ended up going to that day was the YouTube panel because we all know I wasn't gonna miss that. And they had a few choice words to say.
And that's the biggest mistake when you have an album release and you release a song. So we have something called reactivating the channel. So try at least 1 month or 2 months before releasing your song. Try to post some video and start re-engaging those subscribers. And also for the algorithm, it's gonna help the algorithm figure out that your channel is an active channel and you're gonna start being recommended more and have suggestions on this. So
again, video coming soon about everything they talked about there. But that day I also ran into John again. He was filming a video in the hallway. I was just like walking past him. But yeah. So then my mom and I decided to go to my favorite place in America, Target. Please bring back Target to Canada. Thank you. And we went on our Target adventure. You know I had to make a trek all the way to Target to get my cereal. We need better cereal in Canada, just saying. I don't know if it was because it was back to school time and they were mostly focusing on like the whole college and high school prep situation, but I was at Target last year when I came to America twice, and based on just what I saw, Target is going a little downhill. I don't know what happened. But then I basically found heaven. So I'm pretty sure I found heaven. Do you see this? I am literally in heaven. Honestly, sometimes I think that I was a Southern belle in another life or something because country music, everything about Southern America is just so me, and I was raised in Toronto. I don't know how that happened, but I got to try on cowboy boots and cowboy hats, and I was a very happy person. Ultimately, I didn't end up buying any cowboy boots or cowboy hats because, again, Canadian dollar is trash. So like when you had the $80 to $100 cute cowboy boots that I really wanted, they were really $200, and I'm just like, no thank you. But one day I will have my full set of super cute cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and live that dream. Oh my god, I love these. I actually love this. When we got back, I decided to go to the pool because I was in so much pain from the terrible beds. Thank you, Hilton, Austin. And I've already been told by my doctors that like the pool is really good for my knee injuries. So that was a goal of mine the whole time anyway. When I first got to the pool, I had so much anxiety because I was just sitting in the pool. Everyone else had someone else to talk to, and I was just sitting there by myself doing stretches in the pool. It was very awkward. I wanted to move to the hot tub because I like, the cold and the hot, and then it would help. The hot helps with the swelling of my knees and the rest of everything that's happening. But the hot tub was super full, which gave me even more anxiety because I didn't want to be around as many people. Obviously, hot tubs are like smaller, and then everyone's a little more cramped, and everyone had someone else to talk to, and I didn't. I didn't want to be awkward. Do you see what happens in my brain? But ultimately, I decided, I was like, you know what? What's better for me is to go in the hot tub, even for a little bit. It'll help with the swelling. Don't care who's there. So I get into the hot tub. At first, I'm super awkward. And then all of a sudden, I hear, hey, turn around. And there's John again. Told you he would be important later. And he was talking to some people, and they invited me to join their whole conversation. And then we had this whole long, super deep, super amazing conversation. And basically until the pool closed. And then when the pool closed, we all decided to go out, and we met up with more people. And so then there ended up being a group of 6 of us. And then we decided to go to 6th Street. So 6th Street is a strange place. They have snakes on the street. They have contortionists. They have these amazingly serialized donuts. They have everything on 6th Street. I could live on 6th Street for the rest of my life. But we got to have like these amazing conversations, this group of 6 of us. It was honestly the highlight of my entire trip. That was my favorite night. We had the most like in-depth, most like, I don't want to say deep again, but like personal and like industry talk, and like everyone was around the same age, going through the same stuff. It was awesome. Those are awesome people. I hope to stay in contact with them because they were honestly awesome people. They made my entire trip. Sunday was the last day of the conference. It was also the day that I was supposed to leave. It didn't have as many like panels and stuff. It was only like a half day, obviously, because everyone's leaving to get home to like their lives on Monday. And so I went to the live taping of the DIY Musician podcast. I was hoping to get on the podcast, but everyone kept asking questions and they didn't get to me. I was so mad because I had a great question. Don't even remember what it is now, but I know it was a great question.
Yeah, so beyond us complaining about why it sucked, I think there's some real problems where we stand with today, and that have changed how, the promise of crowdfunding and this great interaction with fans and all this, it's this this new way where fans are going to feel invested, that whole storyline. I think that there's some realities that also set in that, one, everyone did it and it lost its power completely.
I also went to this other panel about running your band like a business. Clearly, this is an important theme throughout this entire conference. I wonder why. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more content on the stuff that I learned there. I learned so much stuff. It was a lot of information to take in, but it's also given me so many content ideas, so many contacts that I made. I made a couple other friends and contacts, other people that I met that were super sweet and awesome. I also have some ideas for where I want to take this channel now. I have ideas of where I want to take my music stuff, my nonprofit that I want to start, all these other things. It was awesome. It was an amazing experience. I cannot wait to go back next year. I highly, highly recommend the DIY Musician Conference to anyone who wants to go. If anyone has any questions about the conference, I will be happy to answer them. I do have a ton of content that I'm going to be coming out about the stuff that I learned there and more stuff about the conference itself, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know you want me to make more content like this by giving it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing. It does really help the channel. I make videos every Thursday at noon, so I'll see you guys again next week for a new video. Bye. Welcome to my life, ADHD moments. I did my makeup for who knows how long and completely forgot to put on mascara because I'm me. And I got into a rush and then completely forgot. Welcome to my ADHD life, guys. Now isn't this much better with the mascara on? See?